Hello, this is Dor. Today I'm going to talk about the archetypal body. What is it? How does it look like? What can you do with it?
Estoy encantada por tu elegancia.
When we talk about the 5 bodies that we have the physical body, we have the intellectual body, we have the emotional body, which is about emotions, feelings. We have the energetic body, where energetically we sense things. For example, what is in our field is in charge of timing and rhythm. For example, when we dance or when we cross the road with our bicycle, our energetic body knows the rhythm and the timing of everything. And then there's the 5th body called the archetypal body. The 5th body only become activated when the first 4 bodies are in alignment, or their 4 bodies are working. The 5th body comes into action. The only way you can actually know that this archetypal body exists is if you experience that yourself at some point in your life. For example, at some point in your life you felt, I have this weird sense that I need to go somewhere, I need to visit this country, or I really need to be in this place, or this is what I'm here for. So if you want to put a sentence behind archetypal bodies, what am I here for to do? Because when this body is activated, that's basically what you know. There are a lot of books talking about the archetypal body. For example, Warrior, Lover, Magician, King. This book, for example, talk about the archetypal body in the form of a certain role, like the warrior role, or the magician, or the what they call the connector lover, which I call the pirate, and the king, like king and queen, conscious king and queens. When your archetypal body is activated as a warrior, how does it look like? You're taking a stand for something in life. You have this warrior journey where there's a big battle that you fight. Maybe it's about the environment, maybe it's about saving Gaia or something like that. And you see these people, they have like this warrior aspect of them. They have integrity and they have clarity, and they have like their people, other warriors in their tribe that's working together with them. And that's the archetype of the warrior. So you can recognize this quality in different people. Where in your life you had this moment where you connected to this like warrior? Where in your life you had this moment where you created like a magician, you created something out of nothing, just came up with this idea and this invention? Where in your life you had this moment where you were like a conscious king, you just held space for everyone in this party, and you just were like a king and you didn't need anything? Where in your life you had this moment of a pirate, like you improvised, you got into a new situation, a new country, and you started to improvise and connecting with people, and you created this crew and you went all over and like had adventures together. There's different level of relationship with your archetypal body that you probably already had or not. So probably in your life your archetypal body got activated in certain points, but the problem that most of it was probably unconscious. So it wasn't controlled. You didn't summon it to work, it just happened to you. And that's the importance of working directly to bring your archetypal body to your awareness and start using it to basically jack into your archetypal body. When I say jack into the archetypal body, it's like putting your earphones inside your phone and then you start to hear the music. That's jacking into the archetypal body. So when all the 4 first bodies are working, you jack in and the music starts. Okay, so the archetypal body has expression in different paths. What do I mean by path? For example, there is the path of yoga, there is the path of martial arts, there is the path of self-development, there is the path of social building. For example, people that are into saving the environment, so they're building circles around it. So that's a path of their life. What they're doing in life, all what their life is about is like building these circles. And there is Hasidic movement in Judaism, Kabbalah, stuff like that. There's a lot of path. And all this path has a certain relationship with the 5 bodies. So for example, when you do yoga, what do? You work on the physical body, right? Ideally, you also work on the energetic body. What about the archetypal body in yoga? They don't really talk to you about it. Who does talk about it? For example, if you have stories about this yogi that realized his life purpose, he got enlightened, they're talking about he learned to use his archetypal body, like his archetypal body got activated. Another example, like in martial arts, you have the Kung Fu master that took charge of all of his other bodies, and now his life purpose is ready, and he's ready for combat. And he's like ready, and he's beyond physical, he's beyond energetical. He's like, whatever he's here to do is like, and in other path, for example, in the Hasidic path, so it's like tzaddikim, it's like people that are all their life, it's their purpose is to serve whatever they're here to serve and to show people, like open doors for people. They're beyond all this other temptation, other things in life. And you also hear about the archetypal body in paths that are not very conscious. For example, you hear about it in movies, like there's a certain character in the movie that is like, in the movie discover what he's here for to do, what it's really about. So every movie has this hero journey. So the point here that is all your life you already got a lot of the archetypal body. We get it from different literatures. For example, The Alchemist is a good book to read about that. In different contexts, they try to imply to you that there is this archetypal body that is beyond. So in the archetypal body, there's different lineages, there's different energy fields and dimensions that connect to it. So a lot of people would try to tell you something about the spirit world, or about like they connected with something that is beyond. So all of that is happening in the archetypal body. So how does it look like that your archetypal body is activated? You can be connected with different sources for your life, for your transformation path, for your adulthood path. You can be connected to different sources like this, that for people that are still playing in modern culture, game world, they wouldn't really understand that. So it can look like, for example, you know where you need to be, you know what you need to do, you know there is all this fear, but still you're going to do this workshop, or you're going to go and speak to this person. You don't know why, but I need to speak to this person. People that this archetypal body is very active with them, you can actually, if you're aware of it, you can actually recognize them, because they look a little bit different. My way of describing this, it's like they look like adventurers. They look like someone from a movie. So, like I said before, different paths that are aware of the archetypal body, they actually offer you the path to go there, to find this archetypal expression of yourself. And some path, like possibility management, that you became conscious of the actual thing, they kind of teach you the technology or the training or the experiment or the initiation, actually, that's the word, to jack in to your archetypal body. So why do you even need to do that? Like, why do you need to jack into your archetypal body? What is this really about? So if you look at modern culture, the culture that we live in, you look at people and you see it's like, what are they doing? They're trying to accumulate wealth. They're trying to take care of their surrounding, like their family. They're trying to take care of themselves, like to have more comfort. They're trying to survive. And all of these expressions, they're trying to seek for pleasure, like more pleasure from food, restaurants, pleasure from vacations. So if you look at all these things, it's like, and you look at modern culture, it doesn't really satisfy modern culture. It doesn't really satisfy the people in modern culture. Because there is a part of us, the archetypal body, that would not be settled for anything less than the food that he wants. The archetypal body is like any other body, like the physical body, has certain hungers, is hungry for food, and it has its own food. and also it has its certain pains or pleasures. Each one of the bodies have them, right? For the physical body, it's pain from getting hit, but the intellectual body, the pain is not learning anything new for a while. And then you're starting to have this feeling, oh, I want to learn something already. Your intellectual body is starving. The same way the archetypal body is starving. That's what happened in modern culture. And there's a reason behind it, right? There's a reason why nobody teaches you about the archetypal body, because it's easier to control you. So it's like part of whatever the culture was until now, but now we developed more than that. So now there is a purpose of you not being hungry anymore, not starving for archetypal purpose in your life. And that's why I take a stand, and I know a lot of other people that take a stand for holding spaces for you to get initiated and to get connected to your archetypal body, so you figure out, what is my purpose here? What am I here for to do in life? Then when you get that, you can start feeding your archetypal body. When you start feeding your archetypal body, you can also go into the ecstasy, the full-on ecstasy and being in your archetypal body. And that really can, I don't even have how to describe it, but it's really something magnificent to experience in life. Maybe that's even part of a very important faculty in life. A lot of people don't discover about that, and I'm sad about that, but it doesn't mean that you couldn't discover about it. So you can. You already hear this video, probably took the first step of watching all the way to the end, and now you can find more ways to connect to your archetypal body. So the key to it, the simple key I can give you for now is, in modern culture, most of the people, it was like this for me big time. I was working a lot on connecting to my physical body and doing all this stuff like surfing, martial art. I was connecting a lot with my intellectual body, reading a lot of books, learning stuff. I was connecting to my energetic body by doing yoga, all this meditation that has sadhanas that work on the energetic body, but the emotional body was missing for me. There was no work. And most of the paths that I learned about, they just kind of skip that part. I think for most of the time in humanity, there was not really space, or there was no evolution to go there. So now you have the evolution to go there, so you can do a lot of work with your emotional body to balance that body, and then you're gonna start feeling how you're jacking into your archetypal body, and then maybe you discover you're a pirate. Maybe you discover there is an adventure waiting for you. There's something in the world that you're here for, to change, to take a stand for, like a warrior. Maybe you discover that they're inside of you. I meet a lot of people that have this king or queen that is here to all spaces in the world, but their whole life they play small because they don't get connected to that part of them. Maybe you discover that you have this magician inside of you, and you can create and invent amazing paths or amazing things in life. So there's all these possibilities and adventure waiting for you in life. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment below if you have any questions or something like that. By the way, part of my archetypal body is sending me lately to talk about the 4 paths or the 5 paths. It's actually 4 paths and 1 way. And if you want to know more about that, I'm talking about it as an adventure way. It's the 5th way, so you can check it out in my website. What is that about? There's more information there, and you can also ask me. Please share this video. See you next time.
Pode amar.